Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Holla Black Podcast, where we have a desire to build community and mindset through conversation and results. Please share, like, and subscribe to this podcast and join us weekly as we continue to be brave leaders that are accountable to communicating knowledge to the world, one episode and action at a time. Well, this is your favorite host and MC, Ronell Blackman, here once again, just diving into how we can be better, talking about brave leaders that are accountable to communicating knowledge and building up our community. Now, for those who don't know me, I am a national motivational speaker and trainer around mindset and goals. I also host and MC live events from nonprofit fundraisers to athletic events to facilitating corporate meetings and trainings as well. I'm a husband and father of two that truly believes it is my purpose to share the love that I have for community and people to help others become better each and every single day. So let's dive into the latest Holla Black Podcast episode right here, right now. All right. Let's go. Let's get this action going. Speaking of action, today's title is going to be Action versus Words. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of energy because I feel like I need to step it up just a bit, man. You want to know what? I even want to be. Let me hold myself accountable real quick. Let me share with the fact and the idea that, there's been a lot going on. I've been lifing, a lot of life going on that has, since my birthday, I will say that I have not been as focused or not as intentional, right, with the podcast. So I want to make sure that I'm being intentional. I want to make sure that I'm taking the time because I do care about the people that take the time to listen out to the podcast, the Holla Black Podcast. But then also so that we could just continue to just have conversation. I want to hear from you, right? Like, subscribe, let me know, hey, these are some topics. These are some ideas or some concerns that I have, right? I want to know. I want to think more into those, right? I want to, even just dive deeper into the conversation. As I said, I want to build community through these conversations. So please, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to talk to your boy. Holla Black at your boy. Okay. Awesome. So we're going to talk about actions versus words. I wanted to clear that out because I want to be accountable to you all. Right. So action versus words. When I think about that, what you do has a stronger impact on people than what you say. Let's think about that. Right. Oftentimes people will say one thing and do another, right? The phrase actions speak louder than words means that people are more likely to believe what you do rather than what you say. There is a difference between the two. There's a difference between the two, right? I think about the saying, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's what my godfather used to say. Rest in peace, Jim Sheely. He used to say that all the time. You can show me better than you could tell me. Get it done, right? Actions speak louder than words. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're diving into with this podcast episode right here. Now, before we get into it, I want to change up a little bit. Because I want to give some manifestations, right? Some encouragement, some motivations. There's 3 that with this episode, I want you to think about, right? So number 1, I am human and it's okay to make mistakes. What? Yes. Yes, I am human and it's okay to make mistakes. Have you given yourself a little bit of grace, right? When making mistakes, understanding that you are human. That's how you learn, right? That's how we kind of can develop and take better actions, right? And limit our words or choose our words wisely, right? So number 1, I am human and it's okay to make mistakes. Number 2, manifestation. I got that from my boy Kenny, right? JoJo, Holla Black at your boy. I will focus on the things I can change. Man, I talk about that so much with different relationships, conversations that I'm having. Different people ask, man, bro, you married, you've been married for 16 years now. It's crazy. 4 years away from 20, right? Insane. But for 16 years you've been married, what are some of the things that you would, say that helped you all get through a lot of, the tough times or your ups and your downs, whatever? I focus on the things that I can change. I say that to myself and I say that to other people. I'm saying that to you. I will focus on the things I can change. Be in control of the controllables, right? You cannot control other people. You cannot control other things. But what you can control and what you can change and what you can how should I say it? Manage, right? Are yourself, your emotions, your actions, right? Your accountability, your thinking, your time, right? These are all things. And then last but definitely not least, number 3, I am more, yes, than my emotions. What? Hold on. You mean to tell me I'm human, I got emotions, but I'm more than my emotions? Like, think about that. Like, just allow that to, I am more than my emotions. We've oftentimes had emotions of, I feel like this, I feel like that. I've, decided to make certain changes, do certain things, or think a certain way, right? Because your emotions are almost like that leaf, right? That's up on the tree. And when the wind blow, that's how your emotions go, right? Like, hey, are you preparing yourself to manage your emotions? And when I say manage your emotions, focus on, my boy Quick told me this, my barber. I got a lot of people in my circle, I'm telling you, that talk some good stuff. So he told me all the time, he was like, mission first, right? Like if the mission is not over, then we're not complete. Get your emotions out of the way and handle it. Take control of the things that you can control. Okay. So number 1, I'm human and it's okay to make mistakes. Number 2, I'll focus on the things I can change. And number 3, I am more than my emotions. Now, if you say that actions speak louder than words, then you're actually meaning that people's actions show their real attitudes. Rather than what they say, right? This expression is sometimes used to possibly give someone some advice or share to a person, how to do something or to do something in a positive manner, right? Like, okay, so let's just go through some different examples right here. Number 1, relationships, right? Number 1, relationships. When I think about relationships, I think about oftentimes you say, I love you, right? To your significant other. I care for you. I'm here for you no matter what, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But like, are you showing it? Are you taking the steps each and every single day, each and every opportunity that you have? Are you being intentional? Right? Are you doing the things that show the level of love that you're saying? Because oftentimes we can just get caught up into I'm in love, or, hey, I told you one time that I was in love, so now it makes it easier for me to tell you how much I love you, right? But I'm not saying that you don't have to remind a person, right? Or that you don't get a great opportunity each and every single time that you're in their presence to remind them that you love them, because that love should be shared, right? You don't know what their love languages might be. But like, to show a person through your actions means so much more. I know it does for me in my relationship. I know it does for me with my wife. I know it does for me with my kids. I know it does for me even with my friends, right? Like, in all relationships, even in my business relationships, right? Like, me actually showing up and doing something shows them even the more so than me just telling them. Again, going back, I can show you better than I can tell you, right? If I'm a coach and I got a relationship with my student, right? With my athlete. And I'm telling them, hey, this is, you make this cut, this 5-yard cut, boom, boom, boom. The ball should be there if I'm a football coach, right? Quarterback could be throwing it there, and you get them on the same page. Now, guess what? When they turn, they catch that ball, it's a completion. It's a completion. That trust is there, right? You did it versus, hey, just going out there, running down and out. Well, I don't know, to go 5, 10, 15, right? Actions, right? Like, let's get into details. Let's show me, prove it to me. Or let's look at these action things as, what's your resume, right? What's your resume? When we talk about relationships, hey, what have you done over the course of time that has shown, right, the love is there? Right. I'm going back to, personal relationships, right? Like, what do I do? I mean, it's more than just buying a spouse or a significant other things, right? It's more than just, it's more than being present even just one time, right? It's more than cleaning up. It's more than cooking. It's doing things time after time, being consistent, right? And showing them who you truly are and allowing for them to believe exactly who you are, right? But then, I look at it like how you feel about a person in the communication aspect when we're talking about love me or love me not, so to speak, right? You love me not. That's that old, like when they had a rose petals and, you love me not, right? It's that communication and that physical, that action communication versus your words communication can mean so much more. So I want you to, kind of think about that, recognize that, understand that that's a part of relationships. Number two, so that was number one, right? Communication. Number two, responsibilities of your portion to give. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one right here. Responsibility. You are responsible, right, for what you contribute. Add value. You need to be a value add, like we all do, right? Like no matter what it is, I want to be a value add in my relationships. And I do believe that it's very important for you to have others add value to your relationships, right? No matter what age, no matter what color, no matter what background, right? Add value. If you can add value to a relationship, wow. You talk about like action stuff. You talk about action, like that's showing another person, especially if we're talking about relationships here, right? That's showing that other person like, yo, they're contributing, right? They're sacrificing. They're giving up some of themselves in order to make sure that I have value and that they add value. And then number three, accountability, right? So we talking about relationships here, right? Are you accountable? Are you accountable to making the decisions? Like I came on this episode right here. Hey, people have been telling me, bro, you missing, man. I'm missing this Holla Black episode. Like I need it more frequently. I'm like, I don't know. Like, how do I put it in place? How do I put my systems together? But that's just it. I have to start being accountable, and I got to hold myself accountable because everyone else is going to hold me accountable as well. Not only for what I say, but also what I do. So deeds, not words, right? Actions versus word. Actions speaking louder than your words, right? So having that accountability, especially when in a relationship, just adds, oh my goodness, so much more value in that relationship because now that person can trust, right? That, hey, they're going to be accountable for the times that they do something good and the times that they may come up short, right? So you want to always focus. You want to always be concerned about, how am I showing up? Am I being accountable? Am I doing the things that I need to do while using my actions and my words? Man, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, your favorite host and MC. Man, I'm about to take a quick break right here, but I'm going to come right back and we're going to finish this episode and we're going to have some fun doing so. Holla Black. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Fashion with a Purpose. That's Confidence Apparel, fashion designed to empower, inspire, and educate. Check them out on Instagram at shop.confidence and live in your confidence. You can also find them online at www.shop-confidence.com, where you can subscribe and save by simply joining their mailing list and be the first to know about new products, local events, and special promotions. Well, let's pick up right where we left off. All right. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes. So we talked about relationships. Let's talk about jobs and duties, right? Let's talk about keep promising to get it done, but always coming up short, right? Have you ever worked with, do you know anyone that has often placed you in a position to where like they just kept coming up short, right? Like they would always tell you, hey, I'm going to get this email to you. I'll get this, piece of information, blah, 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 that you really need because you're waiting to do your job, right? Based on them, but they just keep dropping the ball, right? They're not being accountable for the actions and they're just giving you, kind of like some lip service, so to speak. That's what we would always use this, right? Or like you may have, an individual that you're working with or that has a job that, hey, I'm gonna finish this project, but they just not finished, right? Hey, I'm gonna come back. It's so many excuses, right? So many things that come up that now there are certain things that happen, right? But that doesn't mean that every single time, right, we set a project. Now, I think about this, right? I think about if I was, if I was given a job, given a duty, right? And I was paid ahead of time, right? I couldn't even imagine the recommendation someone would give me if I didn't complete the task, right? Like deeds, right? Not words, like show me, just finish. All I need you to do is do the thing that you were paid to do, right? Just finish it. That burns me up, right? Like that just drives me crazy when, so often you try to support, you try to give an opportunity to, or you try to, put forth some effort to help someone out or to help grow someone or reconnect. And then they drop the ball, right? They drop the ball and they don't even communicate to you why they dropped the ball. Like at the very least, just communicate to me, right? What's going on, right? So that we can finish this project, right? And then also I think about from a personal perspective, results, right? Results driven actions, like personal experience. Okay. And I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be right here, 100. I'm having some fun, right? We rocking it out. And man, my wife is reality versus vision. Like she gets vision, but she needs to see some reality. She needs to see some traction, some needle moving activities, right? She needs to see some results in order to 100% get behind it. And there's a lot of people out there like that, right? That's the actions, right? Showing that commitment, showing that dedication, right? If I'm on a healthy diet, I can't keep eating terrible things, right? Talking about, man, I want to lose weight. She gets on me all the time, right? Or, man, I want to tighten up, or I want these abs, right? Whatever the case may be, she gets on me all the time. She's like, look, you keep talking about your body. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear anything about, how you looking, right? When it comes summertime, or when it comes, swimsuit season, right? Like beach body. If you want the beach body, you got to do what it takes right now. Actions. Show me. Right? Show me the money. Right? Ain't that what he said on Jerry Maguire? He was like, show me the money. Like, hey, you could tell me till you blue in the face, but until you show me this thing, until you get me some results, then it's really difficult for me to believe. It's really difficult for me to follow. Right? So just kind of dropping that in there. And then lastly, so we talked about relationships, we talked about jobs and duties. And then lastly, let's talk about being tardy for the party. Whoa. Man, I got people in my circle. It burns them up when you are late, right? There's a time to be there and you're always late, right? Like there's a time to be there. There's a time set. And it's funny because my wife, sometimes she'll like say, hey, we're going to start this event an hour and a half before, knowing that there's some folks that's going to be late, right? And knowing that they can stroll in about an hour, right, prior to, and they're like, oh, we the first ones here? Oh my goodness, we're never the first ones here. Sometimes that's how it has to be, unfortunately, right? But like, think about that. So being tardy for the party, right? Showing up or not, right? When it's been agreed, or if you got reservations, hey, we got reservations for 10. Most of the time, they're not sitting there, all 10 of you. They're not sitting 6 of you when you got reservations for 10. They're waiting for your entire party to get there. So guess what? Get there on time, right? Because a lot of times you could show a level of disrespect for another person's time when you don't show up on time, right? So I understand it gives so many people anxiety. I used to work with a guy. He'd be like, man, I got anxiety because I'm late. Well, like, let's not be late. Let's do the things that we have to do in order to get the things that we want, right? Let's be on time, right? So time in general, right? So thinking about that, thinking about, just kind of your timing, the timing of everything, right? When you have committed something, like let's plan properly, right? What they say, proper planning prevents poor performance. Ooh, shout out to Brand again. I see you out there. Time management, level of importance of a thing. That's what that shows. That's the actions. That's the thing that's telling everyone else is the level of importance that you're placing on showing up, showing out, or not, right? Showing up on time. Make it important. If it's important for everybody to put a time to it, then make it important to you and make it important to the people around you, like to support them and to be on time. Don't be tardy for the party, right? There's a saying. Martha Beck said it best, right? Well, she didn't say it best. I'm going to tell you who said it best. Martha Beck said this: how you do anything is how you do everything. Think about that. How you do anything is how you do everything. It's funny. My grandmother used to tell me that growing up. She would tell me, hey, when you do a job, you do it to the absolute best of your ability, right? Because your name is on that job. Your name is on that task. Your name is on your brand. Think about that now. Your name is on your brand. Think about it. Like everything that you do, put your name on it, right? Your name on it. You want everybody to put some respect on your name, right? But like, are you putting the respect in your brand, right? Are you giving up for yourself? Are you investing in yourself to be that specific to your personal brand and the things that you do each and every single day? I know you're thinking, oh, but it's not that important, but it is, right? Because all you're doing is creating a habit, creating habitual actions that others will doubt in you, right? So I say this because my boy Jamar Bates, he said this. How you do anything is how you do everything. Remember that. Chew on that. Take that with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite host and MC, Ronell Blackman, and I'm here once again. I thank you for the time. I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share with you, to be able to talk through, actions versus words. In this podcast episode, we hope that it has helped you to potentially become 1%, at least 1% better, right? With that 1% better, I'm positive that you could be over three times the individual that you are right now, a year from now, right? So you owe it to your future self to continue to invest, to continue to pour, to continue to do the very best that you can each and every single day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, building community through conversation is what we here at Holla Black Podcast hope to achieve. And I hope that you all continue to like, share, comment, and let us know how amazing or, some things that we can work on, right? Be involved, right? Join in, right? Join into the conversation, and let's talk more about actions versus words and some of the other podcast topics. Go back, scroll through, listen, take notes, share. If there's some we need to revisit, some people out there that you would like to hear on the podcast, Holla Black Podcast, that's what we're about to do. We're about to open up these doors. We're about to have some fun. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's your boy, your favorite host and MC, Ronell Blackman, with a little bit of the Holla Black Podcast. Come on.